Hello. I am going to make some tassels today. But first, I'm chowing down on some Hershey Kisses because I just needed a little bit of chocolate. I just needed a little bit of boost in the form of Hershey's. And I'm going to go over with you all of the things you need to make tassels. Now, all of these items they are optional and required at the same time. Hey Arlene, thanks for coming and hanging out. So first, now I'm going to make 3 different themed tassels. I like to make themed tassels, okay? You need some lace or you don't. If you don't have lace, then don't. Um, some different types of thread and trim. Um, I've got this stuff here that I just got, and I've got this flowery stuff. Um, different types of ribbon, okay? So I've got couple different ribbons. Um, oh, now things are falling off my desk. More types of trim, more types of lacy doodads. I have some fabric bits here. Okay, I've got a good variety of fabric. More threads. Different like seam binding and stuff. Okay, so I grabbed a couple packages of those. And I also grabbed some of my metallic embroidery threads that I have. And the last thing that I like to do is I use beads. Now, don't grab 4,000 billion beads, okay? Grab just a little handful of them like I did. Because I tend to grab 4,000 billion beads, and then I got to put away all the extras after, and that's a real pain in my butt. So I don't do that. So yeah, ribbon. This is all eyelash trim. Ribbons and trims and threads and yarns and beads, really, lace, all the things. So I'm going to start with a darker colored theme. And I also tried like taking some of my scrap paper and making it kind of momogami. But it's really hard to do that with little strips. So I'll have to play with that some more. Maybe do a whole bunch of them, crinkle up a whole bunch of them at a time, because this isn't quite there yet. And I'm just gonna open up the chat on my phone so that, because I don't like the StreamYard chat. It's not very I don't know, it's not very user friendly or something. I don't know. It's kind of delayed, I think. Woo! All right. Don't need to hear myself. All messages. Hello, Kim. I'm finally doing it. Finally making the tassels. I'm getting to it. All right. So first, let's clear all my junk out of the way. And we will start with, I'll show you like the lengths that I like to use. And we'll start with this blue stuff here because there's only a little bit. And I'm just going to use the rest of it. And put your pins in a place that won't poke and kill people. This one has like 3 pins in it. All these pins. So get rid of this and this. Oh, look at another pin. Somebody was really pinning here. So I have these 2. And I make you can make them on a key ring. I usually make mine on like a piece of string and then put it on a key ring after. So not big, just whatever you're going to loop it with, so even that there is kind of big. So put that there. And then I like to use all of it. So what I'm going to do is fold this piece in half. Okay. And this is going to make two pieces of tassel-y goodness. Okay, so I'm just going to put those there. This is just to show me, I'm using this right now just to show me where my center is, and then we'll tie it up. We'll tie it up after. And not all of them have to be the same size. Oh, that's a good idea too, Arlene. Yeah, that's a good idea too. And like this one here is going to be kind of long. So it's going to be longer than I really want it to be. I do them on a key ring. And you know, if I don't, then I put it on a key ring afterwards. But with this here, I'll just do it on I'll just use a piece of thread to tie it up and then include a key ring. So this one here, I can get 4 out of this weird crinkly crap. Whatever this weird crinkly crap here is. And I just cut them both in half. Okay, so I'm only going to include one because these are kind of big. So there's one. And then I'll grab some of my fabric, right? How many pieces do I have here? I bought a big bag of quilter scraps from Goodwill for, you know, $3 or $4. And I think there's 2 pieces here, but I can't really. But there's like a lot of pieces. There's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. Let's just try this and see. Rip strips. So a little bit of purple pieces. Couple of purple pieces. And then I grabbed some that were long so I can get longer pieces. You know, and these fabrics, they don't, like I said, they don't really mean anything to me because I got them from Goodwill. Yes, it is, Renee. It is. I haven't made tassels in a while. And it's funny because I just sold my last tassel in my Etsy store about a month ago. Except for my Christmas ones. I still have Christmas tassels. And for some reason, people are excuse me. Whew. For some reason, people are still buying my Christmas tassels. I'm like, oh, Christmas is over, but hey, whatever floats your boat. I'm going to make a pile here for my next dark colored tassel. And we'll just do one at a time. I sometimes do more than one at a time, but as you can see, my space is kind of limited. I went a little crazy. I'll do that. I got this in some Happy Mail. This nice, cool purple one was in some Happy Mail. Let's do some of this blue fabric. See, like I have some pieces that are still sewn together from some kind of quilting project. I've got like actual quilt squares, you know, nothing really. Ooh, this isn't the right grain. Oh, how wonderful, Renee. Happy birthday to her. I can't really use this one because it's against the grain, so, and it would be too itty bitty. Too itty bitty. But I do have this nice ribbon here, which will include a piece. And I will include some of my baker's twine, mainly because I've been getting it so cheap at the Dollar Tree, so, you know. Oh, Arlene, that must have come out awesome. I've got so many chains, and I have so many necklaces too that are like, you know, where the beads don't come off. That would be a cool thing for this. Like if I had thought of it, I would have taken them out. This ribbon here has suns and moons on it. I've had this ribbon since the 90s. So I'm kind of hesitant to use the rest of it, but I don't have a lot left. I mean, look at, I've got a little bit left. And I'm almost positive I had seen some of that at Walmart sometime in the recent past, like in the last few years. So I might have to try. Oh, that's awesome, Arlene. Yeah, what a cool idea. What a cool idea. All jewelry chains and just broken bits. I am going to put a piece of this with the white, even though look at when I wrapped it all up the other day, kind of got a little crazy. Oh, not too bad. We're good. We're good. It ain't too crazy. So let's see if this will be, that's too much. That is a really cool idea. And then this is the tape. This was from, I got a bunch of like weird trims still on the rolls from Salvation Army. We went there last week. Yes, jewelry bits of all kinds. I didn't even think to grab some of my jewelry, the pearl necklaces, the cheapo beaded necklaces that are still on that are stuck on the string. You can't take the beads off. I could grab them, I guess. I do know where they are. I'm gonna try and grab some of them. We're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna try this. Because I think they are right here in front of my face. Maybe they aren't. Ooh, here's something. Gotta get all my stuff out of the way. Because I had bought a huge lot of jewelry from Defy not that long ago, and it included a bunch of this beaded stuff that won't come off. And let's see, I've got some. Need some scissors because I am just not fighting with all this stuff. Just cut it off. See, like these things here. And then I got some, like when I look at some of this jewelry, it's so amazing to think that people wore this gaudy stuff. Like some red, white, and blue giant balls. Just gotta cut them off. This here. And I think that's all I have for now in this box. I have to go through my stuff. Like I just have so much. I just have so many jewelry bits. Yeah, that's all my paper beads and book page beads. All right. Well, there we go. Because I definitely didn't need anything else. Hey, Sharon. Welcome to the party. All this fabric stuff has my nose running. Now, see, like this is dirty. This one is dirty. I'm not using that. But I will use these. Like this here. It's got a big pirate thing on it. In case anybody feels like being a pirate today. Try and untangle these. Now again, just gonna cut it because it's not worth the aggravation. And then I'm gonna cut off the big pirate charm. Unfortunately, there won't be no pirates in these tassels. So I just dropped a piece. Let's move these to my pile. Straighten this back out here. I'll put one of these in here. My girls are inside and they're supposed to be taking a nap, but I just don't think that they are. I think they're in there torturing their dad. Like, that's cool, right? That big beaded strand. Oh, and my phone is buzzing. It's just a cat on my car. It is a cat on my car. And then I have these like lace hem tape. So I like to play with these. Right? So I have that. Oh, before I got sidetracked, I was grabbing some of my black lace. And that one is, like, it's so hard to find the end. I just watched a few minutes of Tim Holt's newest Distress ink, which apparently is his last Distress ink. So there's officially 72 different Distress ink colors. This is his 72nd, and that's it. He's all done. He's all done with Distress inks now. And it's called Scorched Timber, which I thought was a pretty cool name. And it was like wild. I was watching the replay. I didn't watch the live stream, and I only watched the first, like 10 or 20 minutes of it. But man, there were a lot of people that were in that chat earlier. Jeez, like 11,000 people there. Crazy. Yeah, that is a cool color. I like when he comes out with the colors that change color. It's got all different colors. Yes, Arlene, I do too. I was like really tempted to go and buy it, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna wait because eventually someday I'll get it in a kit or in a lot of some kind of junk. Like, I just gotta hold my britches. It's coming. I got this. This is like fabric. Somebody already tore it all up into these little strips. I have so much of it. So much of it. I got this. And I also have, I am going to use some of this, and we're going to throw some little beads and buttons on here too. But yeah, that was dangerous. I cannot believe how many people, were talking about the pre-order. I was like, holy cow, like, it just blows my mind, He definitely has a good business. Whew. I just ruined this little thing. Trash. So I use fine threads for my beading on this stuff because I'm going to do two. Oh, my kids are outside. That must mean that Dad gave up on nap time. I don't want the focus to be on the beading. All right, I want the focus to be on the tassel and the beads to just be an added bonus. And then for the end of the tassel, I am going to take a bead and I put the thread through the hole a couple of times. Oh man, apparently the metallic stuff on this comes off. I was unaware of this revelation. It's like all coming off of here. That's all right though, because it's the end of it. So I put it through twice, and then I am going to just tie a little knot at the end of this here, if I can, if my fingers want to work today. I mean, I only have like, I don't know, I might have like 20 Distress inks. I got the little ones. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I love them. I think they're terrific, but I don't have any reason at all to buy a whole bunch more Distress inks. I'm going to knot this again. Because I don't use them a ton anyway. I do use them, but not, not in bulk. Like some of these people on there. Oh my goodness, look at that. I just ripped the frickin' thread. But no wonder why this stuff was on sale at Joann's the last time I went. Take two. string through once. I have his stuff, but I've never once paid full price for any of it. Most of it I've gotten, a lot of it I've gotten secondhand or on clearance. I buy clearance Tim Holtz stuff from the craft stores whenever they do their clean outs, which is usually the beginning of the year. So at some point, Hobby Lobby and those guys will be having their clean outs, but I've never paid full price. No, thank you. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to pay full price, but it's not worth it to me because I don't use the stuff as much as somebody, else would, as somebody who would pay full price. So like when I bought all the inks, I bought like 20, 25 colors at once from somebody selling brand new packages of it discounted. And a couple of them, the inks had leaked, so I got a even better deal on them because they had leaked. All right, there's that piece. Um, so yeah, I did that, but no, I will not pay full price. Yeah, Arlene, I use like one or two colors all the time. It's not, I'm not. Where are these beads? These ones, some of them I don't think have holes. That one I don't think has a hole. So yeah, I don't know. It's just not, I just don't spend that kind of money on stuff. Like I said, unless it's on deal, clearance. And I'll put a button. Like every once in a while, Hobby Lobby clears out all of their dies and embossing folders, and I've gotten some really good deals on Tim Holtz embossing folders and dies. And Tuesday Morning too used to have, like, I bought, I don't know, 10 or 15. I'm gonna put a little moon. I bought 10 or 15. I'm gonna put the moon on last. I'll show you what I'm doing. I bought 10 or 15 embossing folders from Tuesday Morning on clearance that were like $1, $2 each a long time ago. Of course, now Tuesday Morning no longer exists in most places. I don't even think there was a Tuesday Morning about 2 hours from me because the rest of them closed, and I even think that one is closed now. Oh, let's put a star. But I've learned that the dies, which are Sizzix dies, um, there is no difference between those and cheap dies. And I'm not saying they're all created equal because some cheap dies are just horrendous. But all right, I'm going to tie this through here a little bit. It's my little dangly bit, my moon. But I have just as bad of luck with Sizzix dies as I do with the cheap dies that I've bought from China. I had one set of dies. They were a Tim Holtz die, and I almost contacted them over this. The die started, it was leaving metal shavings, and like the cutting surface, the cutting part of the die, the blade part was actually coming apart, like. And I mean, I still have the die. I have not used it again since that incident. I should probably use it, but I haven't. See, so just some beads on a string on each side. That's it. That's all. That's all I need. And I'll do another set too with some beads. So that's my only complaint, is that don't think that you're getting some kind of special deal just because it says Tim Holtz or Sizzix on it. Because you're not. You could still get cheap dies that will behave the same way, for better or for worse. They will still be the same. But I do like his products just because I like the themes of them, but I don't need I don't need that expense. Come on, just tie a knot, fingers. So what is everybody working on this weekend? What is everybody working on? Getting aggravated at a piece of string like me? 'Cause I can't see it. I really don't know how much crafting I'm going to get done this weekend because we have to take our Christmas tree down. My Christmas tree is still up, but and I would have left it up, but we don't really have nobody's turned the lights on in a few days, and I'm like, well, so maybe we'll turn them on tonight and we'll take the tree down tomorrow or something. Oh, I love your little birds, Kim. They are just adorable. These do not have holes, these little teardrop thingies. They don't. Why? Why don't you have holes? Well, I don't need them with my beads. Yep, I get a lot from secondhand shops too, Sharon. I get a lot of them. And I like it because they don't know that the secondhand stores like Goodwill and stuff, they don't know what they are. They don't know what a die is or what it's worth. They'll overprice a freaking notebook, but a die will be, $1.99. So yeah, I've got a collection too. I got a collection of thrift store, secondhand store, and we have the creative reuse store that I go to, and they do some, really cheap dies. I like these glass ones, these little glass circly ones. And when I went there, I went to the creative reuse store when Shelly was here last month. This one doesn't have a hole in it either. What the hell? I want a refund. What are these things? They're obviously not beads. They're just glass bits. This purple one, does this have holes in it? No, it does not. And there were not a lot of dies. They were having a sale on stamps, so I picked up some stamps, but there were not a lot of dies. I was surprised. Because, I've gotten a lot of dies from them. I get a lot of the Bigs dies, which is what I like the Bigs dies as opposed to the thinlets. I like most of my dies are thinlets, but when I can get the Bigs dies at the right price, I jump on it because they're big and I could do, I could mass make things. I did a whole bunch of Christmas die cutting because I was going to sell I was going to make up Christmas kits to sell. So I made a whole bunch of Christmas die cuts and then I got sick with the Rona. That kind of put a freaking stop on everything I was working on. Hey, Brian. I seen you got some snow. A lot of you, I think, have got snow this weekend. This weekend. Oh wow, Sharon, that's worth it if you look through the bag and there's only like 2 or 3 stamps you want. It's worth it to just get the whole bag for the $3. I am going to call this one done. So I'm gonna take this first. We have to make sure it's lined up the way we want it, and that everything is how we want it to be. So I take them and I just kind of 10. Whew. I don't miss that, I'll tell you. I do not miss those days. Nope, nope. They got about a foot of snow back home in New England last week. So I've been seeing a lot of snow pictures, getting my snow fix. But no, I could easily live without it. We had, up north, they get storms like 3 feet, 3 feet at a time. I don't miss that. They say we might see some snow flurries here on Tuesday, so yay! Flurries. And of course, they'll cancel school. Snow flurries, they'll cancel, you know. There's just if there's the possibility of someone's stairs being slippery, they're going to cancel school. Cracks me up. Come on. My fingers are just not working today. Yeah, Sharon, that's a good idea. And then, you buy another bag and you get all the same ones again. But no, it's a good idea to gift them back instead of just putting them somewhere and not using them. It's good to get them to a place where they'll be used. Okay, I'm going to twist this around so that it's the ugly knot I just made is hidden. Then what I do is I take the thinnest thread I have, which is usually like a, sewing thread, right? First, you tuck in all your imperfections. Tuck them all in there. Tuck in all the ugly stuff. And then, as tight as I could possibly make it, I will wrap this around here. And I pull a whole bunch of it out so that I know that I have enough. And I hold it tight and I just wrap it. And I leave myself a good tail on both sides. And I will show you why. So I just wrap and wrap and pull and wrap. And then I got like some of these ribbons got a little kind of bunched. So you just yank them down while holding on to that thread so that it doesn't come unwrapped, but you just get it nice and tight on there. And just keep going round and round and round and round and round. And then the reason why you kept that tail at the beginning that I have since lost. Where'd it go? Where'd my tail go? Because I use it to tie the other end. But then it goes missing. Here it is. I found it. And then I tie it. And then sometimes I'll even put beads on these little threads, but this one here is kind of thick with the beads. So like I said, I like to make color themes of when I make my tassels. Just tie it up a couple times. And there is one tassel with a whole bunch of fun doodads in there. So there's one. And this theme I decided to call Deep because I was thinking of the galaxy, but then there was like other. So I started to use dark colors and I kept calling them deep colors. So I said, well, this is a deep tassel. That theme is deep. The next theme I'm going to make is a total, I'm totally winging it on this. I have no idea what it's going to be. But I grabbed my orange jute. Ooh, Sharon, I've been dying to get my jelly plate out. I've been dying to just paint with reckless abandon lately. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know, Brian. I'll probably do both. I'll probably sell some. It depends on how many I make because if I get into my zone where I make 40 billion, then yes, I will sell some. I'll sell some because I go crazy. Stay straight. It's not going to, but we're going to take this and we're going to put one on this side and then we'll put one on this side. And then I got this bright red. This came with a whole bunch of stuff from the thrift store too. Look at how red, just so red. This is like Marilyn Monroe red is what I think of when I see it. So I'm going to use a bunch of these little red bits in there in this one. Childcraft. How old were the Childcraft books? $1 each. That's like a rarity. I was going to a thrift store about a year ago, and they had them for $2.50 each, and I thought that was a deal. $1. You really hit the mother load. Oh, my mom's sending me YouTube videos. That's scary. Scary when your mom starts sending you the YouTube videos. I should invite her. I should invite her in. Oh, 1930s. Even that, you scored. What a score. For sure. That's awesome. All right, so I got these, and then I have some gold. I'm going to put some gold on here. This I'm just going to fold in half. This is like really thick. I should really cut it to make it kind of thinner, because that's just going to kind of crunch up. That is a score, Brian. You should play the lottery, because obviously you are a winner. You are a winner when it comes to the books. All right. I'll do this, and then we'll put this one on after, and we'll add some pink to it. If I can, get that out of there. Hey now, stay put. Stay. So I'll add this one in later. Gotta kind of just yank on this and just kind of stretch it a little. And I'll add a little bit of this whitish just to brighten up what might be darkish. It's like a mess on this spool. This is the price you pay when you buy stuff in these big lots and you don't know what's in it. You get these messy rolls of things. So I'm just going to cut a new piece off. And then drop things on the floor is always fun. I got that one. I just dropped my other ones. And I'll add some of this purple, a little bit. Oh boy. Kim's mathing again. Beware. Kim is mathing. Counting her stitches. Ooh, I got this as like silk. I got a whole bunch of this silk ribbon. And I have nothing. I don't use it on anything. So I'm like, hey, you know what? Put it all together and make tassels. Why, counting isn't math? Where have I been then? My 6-year-old, she wanted me to know that she is a professional counter. She can count everything, she says. I said, okay. So most of our car trips include her counting things. I'll keep these long because they're thin. They're not really thick pieces. So I'll add one. And then I'll put one over here. Then I have this color. I'm going to need some more of something red, I think. I'm definitely not red enough over here. I like those piles of stuff. I went a little crazy grabbing supplies the other night. Well, I'm going to do this pink on here. I'm going to do some of this pink. This pink lacy stuff. And I need some deeper colors. Some redder. Like I have some in here. I think I've got some like, ooh, here we go. Some dark red. Although it turns green in some spots, but we don't need to take the green parts. We can just grab some red. The only thing about this eyelash trim is it makes such a mess. When you cut it, it is messy. I'm going to grab 2 pieces of this. So cut off of that green bit. And I'll go all the way down. so that I can cut it in half. Yes, yes. The last time I made tassels, though, I probably made like 40 or 50 of them. And I still have the bag of like bits, you know, different ribbony bits. I should probably have taken that out, pulled out of that first. Because I pre-cut a whole bunch of stuff, you know, in typical Malia crazy fashion. So, yeah, that's what I did. And now I have it all just kind of hanging out in a bag. I guess I can grab it. Might have some red in that bag. Cut this here and here. So we get some nice orange. Orange! This is a nice color too. I don't know if that really goes with what I'm doing. Which I'll tell you the theme of it when I'm done so you can really see the whole picture. This is like one of my favorite theme colors. It's one of my favorite themes to do. Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one. This one I can cut into strips too, so it's like really thick. So I'm going to take it, cut it. What did I just do? Pin it back. Like I was watching the Tim Holtz. Imagine being Tim Holtz. Like imagine that's awesome. Like what an awesome gig. You know, you just play all day and invent things. You know, that's your whole life. You just invent things all day. And his house is awesome. Like I've watched some of his craft room tours and stuff. Wow. I mean, just wow. I don't even have any other words. Not like I'm like a huge Tim Holtz fan. I like his products, but you know, I don't need him. I don't need his stuff. I just get it when it's on sale. I guess, but like he gets paid to do it. He gets paid to just play all day. You know, he doesn't even he goes places and he just plays all day with all kinds of random stuff. Oh, I should have grabbed my pinking shears and we could have had some ziggy zaggies on here, right? I was thinking about that in the car today. We took a ride this morning up into the mountains so the girls could take some pictures on their camera. I have 2 layers of this here. This is 2 layers thick, apparently. Look at this. Oh, nice. Put this on this side, this on this side. Those ones we'll put aside. I'll use some of this. This is a nice yellow. He gets paid to play and invent things all day. We go broke playing and inventing things all day. We go broke doing that. I guess I should probably have like an iron out here so I can iron out these kinks, but I will probably steam them later. I don't remember what I did last time. I don't think I did anything last time. Some of them looked horrible. So I should probably like do stuff. Do something now. I'm going to do some gold. I'm going to bead on some gold here. Lay that right on top. I know I have that. I know I have the end. I can see it. Has anybody been watching? Has anybody been binge watching any good shows lately? Oh, Kim, I was going to message you last night, but it was like midnight. I have found so many audiobooks on YouTube since you had mentioned that. I am hooked. I've got like a whole list of books now I've got like playlists on YouTube of books that I am going to listen to. I was like, oh, I'm going to have to thank Kim because she's the one who turned me on to this. I cannot believe how many books are on YouTube because I have a wish list of books on my Amazon account. So whenever they go down in price, I check and, see if any of the books went down in price, like for Prime Day or whatever. And last night I just went through my whole wish list and found a ton of them on YouTube. I could not believe how many of them. Oh, this thread is going to be the bane of my existence because it is going to keep separating. All right, let's knot this here really good. Yeah, I found a ton of what's on my wish list. I'm so excited to do nothing and listen to audiobooks. I've had some music playing. Renee sent me this smooth instrumental jazz. It's like piano jazz. Um, and it's called like cozy jazz, and it really sounds very cozy and warming. And I've been listening to that a lot while I'm in here, but now I'm gonna listen to books too. Silhouette tutorials. Oh, I could see that being a rabbit hole. Arlene, I could see that being a rabbit hole watching those. Yeah, Renee, that playlist, I've been listening to that music, that jazz is just so nice. It's like just so nice to have on in the background because I can still concentrate on what I'm doing, but it's like just a nice, soft, calming sound going on, you know? It's just, I've been really enjoying it. So it'll be nice. I can do that. I can listen to an audiobook and do that too. Yeah, it's really nice. I'm so glad you sent that to me because that was just really I've listened to it almost every day, I think. I've had it on at some point. I'll put you on a mod. I'll make you a mod so you can post it in here. I'm making you gals mods since you all come in here all the time. You can mod. I think you can all post links now. Since you girls are always in my lives. So you girls could post whatever you want. You know, within reason. No pornographics. As much as I'm sure you want to. Oh, my chair. I keep sliding. I slide off my chair a lot. I'm wearing my fleece lined pants. They're very nice. Very nice and cozy. These are my Dollar Tree flowers. And then my stars over here, my Dollar Tree stars. Very glad I bought about 40,000 packages of them because I haven't seen them there since. I haven't seen them there in a long time. Hey, Stephanie. How is it going? How are you braving the cold? Stephanie's dealing with some really bad cold temps where she is. Most of the middle of our country, I guess, is dealing with it. We are going to be cold, but it's not like, we're not going to be like, we're not going to be single digits, but like we're going to be in the 30s most of next week, which is cold for us. And then I think our lows at night are going to be in the teens or single digits a couple of nights. So we'll see what happens. Come here, button. I ain't done with you. Oh, they really are, Arlene. They are so nice. And it's nice, like today we went out and we took a ride up in the mountains, which it's cold up in the mountains. It's about 10 degrees colder than here. So it's nice because I can get out of the car and my legs aren't freezing. Because my legs, I don't know about you, if this is just like me, but my legs ache when they get cold. A dusting. Around here, they'd shut the whole world down for that. I was saying we're expecting snow on Tuesday. Might be a dusting. They're going to shut everything down, I bet. Oh, Kim, that's awful. I'm assuming you don't have a very big homeless population up there, Kim. They probably wouldn't survive. Come on. I know all of these can go through this hole. It's not like it's plugged up with anything. Only two. Oh my god, why you do this to me? I was thinking about bringing my crochet hooks up and practicing crocheting because the girls a few months ago we were at an event and there was a woman there that had some crocheted chapstick holders that were in the shapes of mushrooms and my girls got one and I said, we can learn how to crochet and how to make those. You do, Kim. Oh my goodness. How do they survive? You'd think they would freeze. 29 below. Whew. That's awful. I used to feel bad just for the people that I would see in Massachusetts. Boston. I mean the homeless population in Boston is just an astronomical amount of people. And it gets cold up there too. I couldn't even imagine. Whew, 29 below with the wind chill. You get that kind of cold weather there. You have to feel bad for those people that are homeless. So there's my first little stringy dingies. Put that aside, and then I'll make one more. Oh, well, that's good because here they don't. Here, the homeless will like they will go and move into the warehouses, right? They will go in there and stay there, but they don't have any kind of permission to do so. So when the warehouse people find out, most of the time it turns into this big ordeal and they end up getting kicked out. But they do the same kind of stuff like that too here. They will move into a warehouse. I like this little flower. But I know like in Boston and New York City, the shelter space is really um, limited. That's awesome, Arlene. I don't see a lot here where I am. I mean, I'm sure if I went deep into the city, um, Renee, if it doesn't work for you, it's because YouTube has not the people. I learned this in somebody else's live stream the other day. If you post the link, it won't work for you for some reason. I'm sure there's homeless people in the city, like if I went deep into the city, but I don't even see them a lot when we are in the city, if any. I mean, I see a lot of panhandlers, but a lot of those panhandlers, they're doing better than you and I. They're making more money than most of us. We were talking to a guy one time who said that he had begun approaching the panhandlers to see if they wanted to sell newspapers, and it was for like $9 an hour or $11 an hour or something, and they wouldn't. They made more money just panhandling. They wouldn't sell the newspaper. We've gone up to a few of the people that have been panhandling, and Brian has offered them jobs. He's like, you know hey, I've got work if you want to work you know and they don't want to work. Oh, that's awesome, Kim. That's great. I understand that there's a lot of the homeless people that are in the situation they're in due to their own, um, undoing. But I do think that there are a lot of them that are there because they can't, like I think of Vietnam vets and stuff. I do think that there's a good amount of people that are homeless simply because they can't get the help that they need. And it has just snowballed into this big, giant mess for them. But I do think some of them are like crackheads and they totally are where they deserve to be. But I do think that a lot of them are just really in a bind. I just think about veterans because I've had friends, even with the Iraq war, I've had friends who served and they can't, their brains are just completely changed. I've known some of them that I don't know if they've gone so far as to live on the streets, but they've had some real mental problems because of what they had to deal with when they were overseas, and I was dating a guy who was in Iraq at the very beginning of the war. Some of the things he told me, it just blows my mind. The things that a human being can endure, you know? Oh my goodness, Renee. I watched a thing on PBS, I think. It was through PBS's YouTube channel a long time ago. When I say a long time, I mean probably like 2 or 3 years, so it's probably still online somewhere, where, they were showing what the trip for an immigrant is like, what they go through, and it's horrible, and, I totally as a human being, I totally get the 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 need to escape the hell that you're living in. I get that, and, as a human being, I feel for those people. My concern is that a lot of these people that are crossing that border, they are not people in rough condition. They are, you know, um, criminals escaping punishment from their government. And I'm not saying all of them, but there's a good portion of them that are criminals, you know? But I just wish people would just go through the proper channels and do things the proper way and not create such a strain on our country. Oh my goodness, Arlene, I'm so sorry. That it is awful to watch. And it is awful to watch when you're not living in their head and you can't you can only understand as well as you can. You can't understand what they're going through completely. And that's nerve-wracking too, because you want to understand and you want to be there for them, but you just can't. And that's so hard to watch them just slowly decline, just get worse. Exactly, Sharon. And I know that Massachusetts right now, um, they're giving them $2,100 a month to live in Massachusetts as a sanctuary state. And, you have to wonder, but then you think about the homeless population up there. Yes, they are. They are being sent all over the country. I just wish they would do things the way that we would have to do them if we went into their country, you know? Yeah, and Arlene, I'm sure that where you took him was to the vets, the vet hospital, the VA, and I've learned again, my my stepfather, he was signed up. He was in the VA. Uh, I've learned that those doctors aren't really equipped to handle the things that they have to handle on a regular basis. You know, I should be counting how many strands I'm putting in each one of these, but I'm not. I am not. I'm just winging it, fly by the seat of my pants. And it would be months. Like there were times he had to wait 18, 20 months to get in to see a doctor through the VA. We should not be, our veterans should not be having to go through that. I'm sorry. But if you you sacrificed your time and put your life on the line to fight for your country, you shouldn't have to wait for anything, and you shouldn't have to suffer for any amount of time over anything. This one's kind of, why are my pieces kind of short here? Gotta yank them out. And Sharon, I'm sure that when he came home, he was nowhere near the man he was when he left. I'm sure that he was a completely different human being when he came home. Oh, I think I might have company. Maybe. I just heard feet. It actually sounded like a horse galloping, which makes sense because my children gallop, I guess. I mean, I watched kids I went that I graduated with. I just watched their entire personality change from doing tours over there. Um, or even some of them, were in other parts of the world where there wasn't war, and it was still very taxing on them. Let's hope they stick with it, Arlene. All right, I gotta lay this one down and fix it because this is not going as planned. Let's take all these out. Take them out, take them out. Start from scratch here. Put this back together somehow. All right. Do this. Yeah, we really went over there trying to change a way of life that those people have had for thousands of years, and we were very unsuccessful at it. What a waste of time and money and lives, you know? Very sad. War in general is sad. Like even what these people are going through in Ukraine, how absolutely horrendous that these people have to live through this. Yeah, yeah, Renee. I've heard of stuff like that too. I've heard of situations. I know that up in Massachusetts, there was a whole bunch of them that were sent to one of the towns, like kind of near where my family lives, and they had put them up in a church, I think, and the money that they wasted was like just astronomical amounts. Astronomical amounts. Like I said, I feel for these people that are really trying to get out and bring their children to a place that's better, but please, please just do it the right way because how many kids are dying on the trip? How many kids are, having the trauma afterwards of everything they had to endure just to get here? What kind of life are they going to live if they can't handle anything in life because of what they've had to go through, you know? Please, just go through the proper channels, you know? It's sick. It's just Makes me sick. Just really breaks my heart that we have to live through this and that we have to suffer. Our own people have to suffer. Our taxes go up. Everything in our country goes up. Everything is going up, up, nonstop, you know? And these people are throwing out hundreds of pounds of food a day just because they don't want to eat it. Yeah, and that's exactly what happened, Sharon. That's exactly what happened. They just they have a whole bunch of American military equipment, whole bunch of American weaponry, and they have just used it against us. I don't know if it's something that can be sorted out, to be honest, Renee. I don't think it's something that can just be. I don't think it will happen in our lifetime. You know, I just see this being an issue. Exactly, Kim. And it's like it's almost like we're naive to that or something. How could how could you not know? So instead, they just feed them what they feed them, and then they throw most of it out. It's just, it's wild. It's just blows my mind the things that you know that are happening. And I know you deal with the same kind of stuff, Kim, in different ways in your country. Nobody's perfect. I had actually seen something that Canada, they're not all of Canada, but there are places in Canada that are no longer treating people um that are terminally ill. They're only like treating them to a certain degree and then pretty much saying, "Oh, well, it's you know, we're not offering you treatment anymore. See ya." Which I just think is nuts. And again, it could be totally false because I've heard similar stories like that here in America. A health directive. Uh-huh. How fancy. Hello, Shelley. Shelley is in the cold country right now. She gets it. She's in the cold right now. I had to do some surgery to this tassel. Trying to I don't like it when like there's parts that are super long and then parts that are not long, and now this is probably about as even as we're gonna get. And I'm gonna try, simply because I don't have the right color, so I'm gonna try going around this with my yellow jute. Yeah, I'm sure you must be freezing because I'm cold and it ain't even as cold as it is where you are. Ooh, I guess I could have used the dark red. The dark red would have worked, right? Oh well, too late now. Too bad, so sad. I already cut this. Tight, tight, tight. Yeah, yeah, America's the same way where insurance companies won't insure you or will limit the amount of care you have based on your pre-existing conditions. They are pretty bad with that stuff. I've seen I've seen a lot of prescription problems, like even with my mom, she has lupus. And I've seen a lot of she's had to do a lot of fighting for prescriptions and coverage of different things. It's different. It's different now that she's on, a different health insurance, but she's been on health insurances in the past that have really been really trying. And, we've lost a lot of nights of sleep. And my father too. I was actually just talking about this when my dad was dying, when he had cancer during the last, I don't know, month or so of his life. We spent so more time on the phone than anything else fighting with insurance companies. Ooh, this tassel is called Sunset. I tried to use sunset colors. Does it look sunsetty? Can you almost see a little bit of a sunset? The next one, I'll probably add more yellows, maybe more yellows. And then my third one, which I've done before, so it's not like it's, some kind of terrific thing. Oh, look at that. Domino's. Domino's keeps sending me coupons. Makes me crazy. No, no, Kim, I would not. I would not. You're right with that stuff. I don't think I would want. Um, oh no, Angie. I hope you feel better. That's everybody's been so sick. I'm all covered in little fibers. What am I going to wrap this one? I will use. I got to use something like, that strong that will hold up. Wow. See, like, I know, I think it was Switzerland. They just came out with this machine for, it's a suicide pod, okay? Where if you're terminally ill, you have the option to die with dignity. And I'm all for that, only because I've watched people die and lose all of their dignity from the illness that they have. And I guess they are, rolling this machine out. It's a little pod, and they're rolling it out to all the area hospitals and clinics so that people have that option. Get some rest, Angie. I hope you feel better. So they have the option, and it's a push button, or if you can't, if you're immobile, there is a tube you can breathe into that you can blow into. And oh, I'm not doing one with yellow right now. There's a tube that you can breathe into that will release gas and kill you, you know, which I'm all for that, so long as it's not being forced on people and you have the choice to die with the dignity that you want to die with, not at somebody else's, you know, hand. I mean, I'm very, very, very grateful that my dad passed away the way he did, because he died, he still had dignity. But I can see where, like my mother-in-law, um, she became a vegetable before she died, weeks and weeks. Her body and her family literally just watched her body completely die, just completely shut down very slowly. That is not dignity in my book. I don't see that being dying with any kind of a dignity, you know, where you literally just waste away to nothing. And don't get me wrong, I'm just as selfish as the next person, and I want I want my relatives to be here as long as possible, but not like that. Exactly, Kim. Exactly. And that's the problem. That's one of the problems that we're having with this society. These people are suffering. These people are suffering. You wouldn't do that to your dog. If your dog broke their leg and it was inoperable and your vet recommended putting them to sleep, you would do it. So I don't see the difference between that and a person, um, a person who isn't going to survive and is going to live a painful, painful life for the rest of their life, right? I don't see the difference. I don't see the difference. Well, Arlene, thank God that you know your body enough to be able to ignore them and just do what's right for you. The medical system in this country has us so dependent and so reliant upon them, you know? Like I was watching this thing where somebody was having an at-home birth and her whole family was like, "Oh my god, you can't do that. How could you do that?" I'll tell you how. Cuz thousands of years our ancestors did just that. That's exactly how. I was going to do an at-home birth with Vera if my pregnancy didn't become complicated as early on as it did. But before I got pregnant, we had talked about I would have rathered a midwife and to do it at home, but Vera had other plans. She wanted to make my life complicated before she even showed up. Crazy kid. Man, these Hershey Kisses just really hit the spot sometimes, you know? Arlene, think of it this way. Not a single one of those doctors are going to go broke because you don't go to them anymore. They've got plenty of frickin' money, you know? You do what's best for you. These hospitals have so much money. It's really sickening. They had built a new cancer facility when my dad was sick at the hospital in my hometown, and this place had frickin' water fountains. It was like the Taj Mahal of cancer. I'm thinking to myself, they ain't never going to come out with a cure for cancer. Not when they're building facilities like this, specifically for cancer, you know? I love these little flower ribbons. That one got discolored. I'm going to cut it in half, though. As best I can. Stop curling. I'm going to have to iron everything out next time. I'm going to have to have it all ironed out. All ironed out before I get started. I love these little... I love finding the older laces. I mean, this was definitely machine made, but this isn't, you don't find these neat little things anymore. Oh, I know, Kim. They really don't have any clue. And doctors have no clue what other doctors are doing. So, it's nothing for you to be. Whoa! You guys are on the floor. Ah! That was scary. There we go. We're back. Crazy. Sorry, I dropped y'all on your heads. I hope you're okay. If you need a doctor. Oh my goodness. But no, I mean, I've seen so many doctors prescribe things that interfere with things that other doctors prescribe. I know, Kim. And you guys have a lot less chemicals in your food than we do. A lot less. Sorry. Sorry for the booms. Go get you an ice pack now. Now that you done falled on your head. I don't know why it did that. I didn't even shake it or nothing. Must be the ghost. Must have a ghost in here. Oh, these scissors are awful. Yeah, the American food is awful. Awful, awful, awful. The things that they put in our foods and the Food and Drug Administration in this country just lets it happen. This government administration that's supposed to monitor this stuff just lets it happen. High fructose corn syrup, you know? Yeah. Yeah, be prepared. If you develop a twitch, you'll know why. A tick, you develop a tick. Put that over here so I can tuck these under. No, there's no profit at all in healthy people. No. And, you know, going back to like the war in Ukraine, what my husband and I have talked about, war generates money. Lots and lots of money. You know, lots of money. So, no, the war's not going to stop. Numerous countries are making a killing off of this war. You know, at what cost? At the cost of the lives of all these people, men, women, children, you know, an entire nation just completely upended. And it's never going to stop because of the almighty dollar. You know, it's a shame. It is a shame. All right, let's do a button. I had got these little wooden buttons. Let me see. Can you see it? And they have like little flowers on them. I bought these from AliExpress years ago when everybody first started. This was the very first thing I got from AliExpress. And I have hoarded these buttons and used them very sparingly this whole time. Oh, I hear my children yelling at each other. Try to knot this. Hey, what? In a minute. I'm live streaming. But I'll be in in a minute. Ooh, that didn't do what I wanted.
Hello, lovely people.
Oh, well, I guess. It'll be a dangly button. Are you stealing my candy?
No.
What are you guys doing?
We cleared the car, and now everyone's just chilling.
Did you find the thing?
Mm-hmm.
The camera bag?
We opened the car door, there it was lying on the floor.
Oh, so in other words, Vera just didn't open her eyeballs? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, what else is new?
Oh, hello. Hello.
That's Arlene saying hello.
Hello,
saying hello,
Arlene.
Little person. You are a little person. You're a little itty bitty person.
Thank you. I appreciate that compliment.
No, Kim, you go ahead and get on your soapbox, girlfriend. This is a safe place. This is a safe place. This is a soapbox friendly place.
Hi, Kim. Bye, Kim.
Kim's the one who sent the finger puppets.
I'm so excited to do them.
I know, I gotta get my eyeballs. I got the pipe cleaners, and I got feathers,
I can just draw eyeballs.
and I
you
got
need
other
eyeballs.
things. Huh?
You need eyeballs. We could steal some from Bob.
Oh, yeah, Bob has eyeballs.
Yeah. Bye, girls. Bye. I love you.
Have a wonderful night, Kim. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for hanging out.
See you again soon. That's what
Renee?
I said. No. Was that Renee?
Yep.
That one? That one?
Yep.
The one that says Sharon? No, not
Nope.
Sharon. That one.
Renee's the one who said, see you again soon.
Whatever. No, it wasn't when I was looking. Okay. Hugs all.
Yep. I must have hurt her from throwing her around. My camera, for some reason, fell off the thing earlier on the floor. Everybody fell.
I'm so sorry. If you get seasick, don't yell at me for it this time.
My
Every
chair, my butt keeps sliding out of my chair.
Good for you. You're the one who decided to hold it right here.
I know, I'm really not impressed.
It looks like a good quality chair once you sit on it. Nope. Looks like it's made out of cardboard.
It's fine when you sit on it, except you slide
Wow.
out. Maybe I'll like staple a towel to it or something. Maybe that'll, or a sheet.
Like what? Use one staple.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is just not
I
going to
didn't
go in
realize
that beef.
these things have little designs on them.
Yeah, they were from the fall.
It's still fall.
They're fall kisses. Bunch of little beads. Ooh, I like this big one. So your sister's in the house?
Mm-hmm.
I cleaned all your mess up over there.
Huh?
Over there. I cleaned all your mess up. I had to take everything out of that rolling cart so I could put it away in the trailer. Melissa was supposed to come pick that rolling cart up this weekend, but she didn't. Melissa. Maybe I will end it with this button on this end, right?
Yes, X, Melinda.
Melissa, yes?
And Melissa, Melinda, whatever.
Yeah, she says the girls wanted to come by.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know, though. So calm your britches. I don't know. They're going to come by.
Probably not. That'll be my luck. I get so... See, when I get so, get my hopes up, nothing happens. But then when I don't get my hopes up, something happens.
Why? When did you get your hopes up and nothing happened?
Well, it's happened to me plenty of times. I was digging through my toy bin the other day. I thought I saw what I wanted. I was like, oh my gosh, is that it? Nope. Because I got my hopes up.
Well, good lesson to learn now, kid. Life sucks.
Yep. Not in some ways. Some ways life is amazing. Other ways,
Suckaroni. All right, so I got these ones done. Separate those little beadies and put it across here, and then I'll do one more. Huh? I'm making tassels. So this one, I made this one, right? I made this one. It is called. It's called Sunset. And then I made this one, and it is called Deep, because it's like the deep ocean or something.
Oh, thank you,
Arlene.
Arlene, thank you.
She's very animated. This one, she is an animated character. Both of my kids are very animated.
I don't know what that means, but still, thank you.
Like, it means that you have a lot of enthusiasm. Yes, your dad is animated.
Yesterday at school, I was being so sarcastic. Whatever it's called. Carsastic.
Carsastic?
Carsastic. Okay, I have a new word I have invented about a week ago. I have my little word list inside of my head. I have all these lists inside of my head. I don't know why. And I have a new one.
The ones I pulled out that I've no hole? Because I pulled some blue ones out that had no hole.
These?
Right here. These little things.
Oh, those are.
These had no holes in them. They're like
Wait, let me see.
little teardrops.
Wait, that was that in the necklace?
I don't know what they're supposed to be. They came with beads. I put them in there.
Where'd you put the pile? Oh, sorry guys. Sorry for my long home. Just so you know, I am wearing black. It's like a bluish blackish. Anyway, my new word for today, or a couple of weeks ago, is refruffer.
What's a refruffer?
It's like if you don't want to say dog the right way, just say refruffer.
The itty bitty ones like rhinestone, maybe? Like flat back things? The itty bitty beads. Let me think about this. I don't know. I'm thinking. Oh, come on. Get in there.
I have a question. ABC if you think I'm very, 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 very weird.
You are weird.
Thank you.
You're very, very, very weird.
Thank you. She said they are, oh sorry, they are round and less than a half the size of the seed bead.
Ooh, those, yeah, that's tiny. What would you look for with those? How could you search for those? Weird is awesome, right, Renee?
Thank you. Yeah.
We're a bunch of weirdos around here.
And I mean by weird is like
You're weird.
I will just sit down in a chair and then all of a sudden I'll just say some weird word that I just thought of in my head. Like I just be sitting there and be like Marshino or something. I don't know. If you don't know how to say San Francisco, I have the perfect word for you. France for Fisco.
That's how she used to say San Francisco.
France for Fisco.
Mainly only because we have a town next to us called Francisco.
Yeah.
And so that's how she started to say it.
Francisco. France for Fisco. If you want to be actually weird, like in me. As weird people.
Micro beads, that makes sense. Micro beads. I think I had some. I might still have some. I think I had some of those that I got in a kit that you're supposed to make your own like wall decoration where you glue buttons and beads and stuff to it. And I think that was in that kit. Let's do this.
Okay, that's gonna talk. I'm having a stomachache.
Yeah, don't choke.
I said I'm having a stomachache.
Don't have a stomachache.
Why?
Because I gotta stand up. This chair is I'm just sliding.
Oh my god, you made a pancake.
I made a pancake?
Look at the end.
I didn't use any of this cool stuff. I didn't realize this one's on there too.
Wait, that would go good with those little flower beads. Those gray.
Apparently.
Do you have silver?
Shelly was in here a little while ago, but she might not have a good signal.
Shelly, where did you call me? Shelly, are you still here?
She might not have good
signal.
She's at
New York.
Yeah, that was like the kit I got. Was like you make a painting. And the one I got had pinks and yellows and.
Why don't you send them to her?
Because I have no idea where I would even look for them. All right, I'm gonna set these out nicely.
Do you have any of your comic book papers, or do you have to dig them out?
I do.
You do have to dig them out.
No, I have them. I know where they are. I'll get them for you when I'm done.
Okay. When you're done with the live stuff,
When
I can distract them.
I can distract. Honey, they're people. They don't need to be distracted.
Oh man. ABC if you like to be distracted by a Lillian.
What is ABC? What is that for?
I don't know. I just something so that I know who would want to agree with me. It's like how people do it on like Roblox. They're like, ABC if you want to be my mom.
Oh.
A. Okay. Thank you.
Renee says
ha, ha,
A.
Ha 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 ha. Amen. Ha 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 ha. Lol. Just lol.
I'll get you that paper. It's right.
Okay, so now I can distract you guys.
It's right here. How many pages do you want?
Let me see what kind you got.
I'll give you a
Wow.
bunch of random ones.
Okay.
How about
You got a whole
4?
I think
How about 5? 4 or 5?
4 or 5. Okay.
4 or 5.
ABC. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you for the A's and ABCs. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
So I found this at a Goodwill a while ago, and this is what she's been asking me for this for a while.
How old are you? I am 9. I am a lot shorter. You would think I'm like 6 or 7, but I'm 9.
This is comic book paper that I got at a thrift store. And look, it's double-sided. So, here.
Thank you for calling me a sweet child. My dad doesn't call me that.
Your dad knows you're a sweet child.
I know, he called me like nincompoop.
Your dad is just grumpy.
Yes.
He's a grumpy old man.
I might cut the ends of these because
That's fine, because I kind of tore him out kind of crooked.
that's okay. I can.
Sorry.
Oh, how fun! Draw. Thank you.
She has been really into the graphic novels, and she's been getting them at school.
I got a new one for Christmas. I call it Christmas. Christmas, and it's called The Secret Garden, and it's like very interesting. It started off with this girl. She was moving to her uncle's and aunt's house. And she had a servant, and I could tell by the way she talked, she was like, I don't know. She had like a different accent. She was like, how ya, like, yeah, like, her, like, how ya, it's Y-E. Like, oh, bye.
Well, thanks for coming, Arlene.
Bye.
It was very nice.
And
I need a longer.
And thank
ribbon.
you.
Arlene. Yeah, that's Arlene. That's Renee. That's your smart 9-year-old.
Thank you. Thank you for calling me that. Almost like everyone calls me that. Try not to brag, but like.
Well, that's what happens
and
when
I
you're.
appreciate it.
That's what happens when you're smart. People will say that you're smart because you're smart.
There's boys in my class that are taller than me, tougher than me. Yes, thank you. Taller than me, tougher than me, and some of them are older than me. And they act like they're 2.
Boys are a different breed.
And because they'll like do something, they'll be like over there doing a group of stuff, and then, oh, thank you, thank you. And I would be my girl. Us girls have more common sense than the boys in my class.
Yep, that's how it is.
Crap, I may cut a line on the other side.
Okay.
Whatever. Okay, it's not too bad.
Squinch. Oh, this one is a lot of fun. Look at this.
Oh.
Boys will be boys. And at that age, they're all a little wild.
They're not wild, they're stupid.
No, they don't mature as fast as girls. Girls mature much faster. You make sure you pick your trash up. I got enough trash on this float.
It just been like falling down, like, you know the helicopters that like fall off the trees?
Yeah.
Helicopter. Boys do not mature as fast as girls. Yes, true, so true. Paper.
I'm going to wrap this one with a white thread. This is like junk. I got a whole bunch of thread. All of my thread is like secondhand. Here, cut my thread right there.
Right there?
Yep. All of my thread is like secondhand, so the real junk stuff I use for things like this. The stuff that, like, you know, really gums up your sewing machine.
You don't like those?
No, like I have these ones that were like Family Dollar threads, which
I like stink. Like all
I didn't know they sold thread.
Like all the cheap threads that you can get look like they're good quality, but then they're like, you could just take it and like pull on it and it would like just fall apart.
Yeah, I've had them do that too.
Like
they're like dry rotted.
Sell good quality stuff for a cheaper price if you want to get more people. You want to become popular. I mean,
yeah, nobody does that, honey.
I know, because they're all
greedy.
And crooks. I don't know if that's appropriate for me to say.
Crooks? You can
Yeah.
say crooks.
Yeah.
I'd rather you say crooks than crap.
Why? What's wrong with crap?
Because it's just not a nice word coming out of such a pretty little mouth.
Crook sounds worse, though.
I know, but it's not. It's just the way.
It's the truth.
It's just
Crap
the way.
is not the truth. It's only the truth that comes out of your bottom.
It's only the toilet truth. Tying up a knot. I don't know.
This. Trying to go off this 50.
Hey, you know what you could do?
Yeah.
If you don't want to draw.
Yeah.
Because you don't like your drawing, you could cut people out of a magazine and glue people.
Oh, that'd be so
and make
cool.
a story.
I kind of want to draw them. I gotta get better at drawing people. I like drawing people.
Okay, you go, girl. Here's my shabby chic one.
That's what you name it? Shabby chic?
Shabby chic.
That kind of looks like a dress. If you had like one of those wooden head things you have,
That one's
it'd
nice.
be a dress.
So here's what we did.
Nub thingy.
Shabby chic and deep and
oh my gosh, there's a trash can right
a sunset. Although this could also be a boho.
A boho. What's a boho?
Sunset or a
boho. You could add like little wooden heads to them. They could be like little people with dresses, and add like sticks or pipe cleaners.
And those are our tassels. Those are our tassels for today. And I'm going to call it a night because I'm gonna have to go up to my house and feed my crew pretty soon.
And make me a boba.
And make a boba.
It's basically a tea with little tapioca.
A bubble tea.
Bubble tea.
So thank you all so much for hanging out. We've been on for almost 2 hours. So we're doing good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hour
if you're
and 40 minutes.
Crafty Mamas, you gotta give her a thank you.
Crafting Mamas is Shelly's name.
I forgot.
Yeah.
I call you guys Dad. I'm so sorry.
She calls everybody the Crafting Mamas.
Good night. Thanks, Malia.
Thank you all so much for coming. I will see you soon.
I'm Mini Malia, so thank you too.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. Love you. Love you all.